Hello, right back at it again. This is a video from Strong Exploits, and I'm taking a brief break from what I normally do because, simply put, I have reached a frustration, and I'm pretty sure some of you all have the same complaint where you have received these messages on LinkedIn or other platforms, and it just doesn't seem like it's completely genuine. And I want to briefly cover how I was able to keep the number of bots down and being able to basically differentiate between uh, a real authentic message from a person who actually read your profile versus someone who just sent you an automatic message. And it goes across the board. It's not just for those who are on the market. The bot messages are sent by sales reps. They're sent by a bunch of different type of occupations, from sales reps to uh, executives to vendor representatives, the whole nine. So I want to cover briefly on how to practically avoid wasting time on LinkedIn messages. Be mindful of how you can inspect the content of the message, looking at it, being sure that it actually makes sense, and also how to protect your information while on the market. If you're on the market, if you are off the market, how to protect your information if you're trying to network and perhaps build some things that you want to do. So I have a few screenshots of real messages that I received on LinkedIn. The first three are very peculiar, and not just peculiar, they are practically the same message. So let's take a look at the first one. I blotted out the recruiter's name and company name, but you were able to see it's still the same. So this particular um, this this picture comes from a message that was sent to me last week. Last week, I came across your profile, was very impressed with your background, all the other good stuff. Now, I want to elaborate on how the second paragraph says, I am not sure if you're on the market. Just remember that. Remember that one line. I am not sure if you're on the market, but everything else with a quote unquote road in Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania. And also take note of the responsibilities in the third paragraph, where it mentions seams and all these different things. So keep in mind, this was sent last week to me. Well, a year ago, same person, same role, same location, same message. I am not sure if you are on the market looking for anything new. There's the key. But I am working, so you can see it's the same message. Now, you would think someone would remember messaging someone the same way. Now, that makes two messages. But it gets a bit worse. July 2nd, I received the same message twice in the same month last year from the same individual. This is the verbatim. You can see the wording never changed. How many times will someone claim to say that he or she was impressed with my profile? Really? Was it really being impressed with me, or was it just something nice to say. So that makes 3 messages. Oh, in 2017 in January, that's the first one that was sent. The very first one. I am not entirely sure if you are on the market. I received 4 different messages from the same recruiter for since 3 years ago. And these are not my only examples. It's just an example of you have to be mindful on LinkedIn or other platforms where information is being exchanged, but it's based off the pretense that someone was actually impressed with your background, where evidence continues to say otherwise, and that your profile wasn't exactly read, and they don't take note they've been messaging the same one. I actually had a recent experience where I was on a call with a company 2 weeks ago, and I was speaking live video with one of the representatives. 3 days later, I received a LinkedIn message that was botted from the same representative that I had a video call with, and the LinkedIn message stated, "Hello, I was very impressed with your background, and I read your profile on here, and I would like to talk with you about such and such opportunity." You can imagine how I felt. Where I said, well, if you were impressed with my background, how did you not remember my background? So, next one on the list. This bot was actually sent to me this year too, practically approximately a month and a half ago. And this bot came from a quote unquote senior recruiter from a well known company that pitches 6-figure opportunities all the time on LinkedIn. But this particular bot really it made me feel a type of way, because many of the messages that come from this company, they claim that they read your profile or they were impressed with your background, but you can't really say that with truth if you're sending bots, if you're using bots to message an unclosed number of people. You really can't claim. So, another one, all right, came from someone who claimed to be Laura, and I was able to determine that the picture wasn't even matching her at all. It came from something else. And I want to take a little second at the second paragraph where it says, "I am looking for a cybersecurity SOC analyst too to work with us. And the job is full-time, long-term." Very peculiar to put those two words together. If it's full-time, it should be automatically long-term based upon your own wishes. But full-time, long-term, and on-site in Delaware, Nebraska, which doesn't even exist. So it put a state as a city and NE for Nebraska abbreviations. Yeah, so needless to say, this happens more often than it should. So I want to speak on if you notice in the picture, I have there's a U.S. flag right there and at the top of the picture. With LinkedIn, if you want to reduce the bots or being able to catch them, so you can have a better chance of distinguishing between a bot message versus a real authentic message where someone took the time to actually read your profile first before they actually decide to message you. If you put a symbol or anything you desire in front of your name, if someone uses a bot to communicate and message you, it would, that flag or whatever symbol you decide to use will show up in their message to you. So if you put a symbol in front of your name and it shows up when they message you, then you would know it was not a real, genuine message. So the message can sound great. It can say, I love your background. I was very impressed. This role could be a good fit for you. I want to meet. I want to be able to schedule a call. I like your solutions. Everything else you can possibly hear. If your symbol shows up in their message, they did not type the message to you. And ever since I put the flag in front of my particular name, I have been catching bots more so than ever. So that's why the top of the slide says catch them before they catch you. That is very important. You want to be ahead of the game. You want to be uphill with this. So choose something. You can choose a dog. You can choose a car. You can choose a plane. You can choose a golf club. It doesn't matter what you decide to choose. As long as you put it in front of your name. Just sit back and watch the bots that would try to be used to message you, and you would know, okay, this person is not telling the truth, and they're actually just trying to spam me. So, just a recap. Protect your personal information on social media platforms. Do your research before you send a resume via email or message. Research the content. Sometimes the content in a message is often copy and paste. And I've seen where a particular job rec was copy and paste by at least 4 different companies. So look at the job rec. Ask yourself if does it really make sense. As discussed a couple of minutes ago, place a small image in front of your name. If the message doesn't have a personal touch, if it appears to just have this copy and paste type of appeal to it, then trust that instinct. Trust that instinct that you have where it doesn't sit well with you. These are times where our time is truly precious. And for those who find themselves on the market for whatever reason that could have caused it, your time is valuable. And it doesn't profit you to waste time sending your resume or your information to someone who did not take the time to actually type a message to you. It just doesn't work well for you in the end. So if someone didn't take time to even type a message to you and actually read your profile, they do not deserve your information in return. So that's all I have. This is Strong Exploits, showing how to catch the bots before they catch you.